gosh, howdy everybody. I just started to do another live broadcast. I really should do one with video coming up. I think I'm going to be able to do one pretty soon. I got a really epic area to do my broadcasts. Maybe move around a little bit, you'll get to see. I still need to get a camera or a video camera, so working on that. It's in the works. I'm just going to use the law of attraction to bring that closer to me. So hopefully just all through amazing uniqueness that has to do with miracles and the like. And hopefully that'll happen quickly. Very looking forward to that. So I'm just super happy now. I'm listening around and it's super quiet. It's the morning time. So it's pretty quiet. I already had breakfast. And I honestly haven't been a part of school, but I can definitely give you one of my best hints, or a little bit of teaching, because I am the headmaster of my own school, so I do need to put that in there. What I need to say for school-wise is that I'm a master. Absolute master of inner alchemy. And it's amazing just knowing that the inner being is able to be smiled upon. And so there's colors. I don't know the colors exactly, but I do know there's high vibrational colors as well. And those colors have to do with emotions. So you connect those emotions of higher vibrational realities to your organs. And then the colors will resonate with, violet, for example. There's usually a lot of violet inside and violet outside. I see violet circles and balls of light just raining down softly. Purplish violet, kind of bright, very small bright, but very bright. And one thing I want to mention, which I actually completely got sidetracked off of, totally got sidetracked, is the psychedelic experience. So that's the one thing I really want to talk about. That's what I feel like I've mastered the inner alchemy of, because I have experienced this amazing crystal realm where I just closed my eyes one time and I just saw this bright light, this white light, pure white light, which I thought was probably the sun or something, and then the body that I was standing on, which is just a huge giant crystal, just one perfectly smooth crystal, and then my body, which was kind of like a crystal thing as well, and then I felt the moon as well, and I felt the moon and the sun and me were at a perfect juncture where the light was bending as the sun was setting. And when the sun hit a certain point on the earth, there's a refraction, and immediately I saw just this huge crystal world. It was just all that's all I could see. It was just this bright white light. And then there's just nothing but this crystal that I was standing on. I could only see a large part of it, but I could feel that I was a large crystal being, aware that I was on this crystal sphere. Psychedelic experiences are pretty important. They're a natural part of our history, but that's not just a good enough argument. It's true that a lot's undiscovered, but I know a lot about it, because I'm a master of it, because I literally experienced my life and mastered into that sort of vision, and then integrated that vision into my reality through just vision awarenesses, and then just releasing those vision awarenesses, and then just letting life, and then all just pure body function, just pure homeostasis, just pure meditation. and pure meditation and pure 0 point, like 0 point energy, like completely neutral. Just resonate with whatever is. Resonate with all that is. It's almost like a feeling, if you will. A feeling of going into higher vibrations. So yeah, like, and like I encourage, and that's the thing that's going to come out soon. Anyway, so that's the future. That's the future, and it's so amazing too, just to have that. Too, like, that's a natural part of life, and there's so many more things as well that are good for, like, health, that are coming out soon, that have to do with plants, or have to do with us, or human beings, or energetic connections. And life is good. I'm glad I am doing this live podcast. It's morning time. It's the first day after the... I'm just gonna say it again. It's the first day after the meditation. The 144K meditation. And... just prosperity lingers in the air. So let's talk about prosperity. Because that's like... that's like something everybody wants. But you just gotta release it. Let it go, release, and go with the flow. Go with the flow. And so, I also want to talk a little bit about Project Mercury, speaking of going with the flow. Because I did make a promise that I was going to go to Agartha. That I myself was going to go there on a little mission, like my own journey, to learn the culture, to learn their language, stay there for like a year or something, or like 2 years, and really study inner alchemy, study telepathy, study music, and study their sports, but definitely study the language, and studying their social arts, their social anthropology, socioanthropology. Pretty sure that's a word. I am so like intrigued by it. So like I'm starting like to be honest, like I have already started the fund for like CE5 initiatives, and I'm really stoked about that. But I'm actually really more eager for this trip. So I would like to fundraise. Plane. See, we won't be able to refill it though. I don't know. I guess, oh, actually I do know. So I want to borrow... oh, no, that's ridiculous. That's not gonna happen. I'm thinking about borrowing like a huge icebreaker. So I want to borrow a huge icebreaker to get there. To get to Agartha. Through the North Pole. Through the North Hole, I should say. And it's gonna be cold. But it's after the equinox, and sun is tilting. If I go with the right sun tilt or the right Earth tilt, Gaia tilt, then should be okay. So I plan to do that, and that's it's kind of part of Project Mercury, because that's more something that Project Lightseed did last year. So Project Lightseed is involved in just really adventurous trailblazing. It's a new frontier. It is literally opening up that frontier of where you can go in terms of wilderness, in terms of travel, in terms of mind, just freedom, independence. So it's really that trailblazing mentality of like kind of originally starting off like going into the woods and just kind of traveling and going on the map or backpacking or something like that, being involved in nature, and then taking it to the next level where that's actually a sort of career. There's a lot of people that do that. So, not saying that other people doing it is the reason I do it. I eventually, got into it, and that's what I've mastered, and that's kind of like my own sort of showblazing theme, which began last year in the spring, to sort of get healthy. It's more of it's a celebratory state of life where you're constantly, when you're on a path of journeymanship, that you're aware that everything is going to be fine, and you're just having a fun, joyous, pure love sort of relationship environment, and that's assured. So it's just lots of wisdom, it's the inner wisdom of the body truly connecting back with everything that we do and involving the entire self, because it is the revelation of the self that makes the self so strong, because that's like it's kind of like overcoming the inner wealth, like discovering the inner wealth. You can't really overcome the inner wealth, but you discover. There you go. You just discover the inner wealth, and it's like a discovery of that. And there's inner peace, and it's just a huge amount of like a paradise within. You just open up to it. Just let your heart sink into it, and that's what I really mean. That's what it's all about. And I'm a psychedelic rock star. I'm the lead singer, and that's a important part of my life. The songs and the lyrics have meaning to just not only me, but to aspects of my life, which is just super wild and just really, really fun. So every day can truly be totally, wonderful and totally badass, totally kick-ass, and that's the adventurous spirit that I love, that I've always had, and that I want to keep. I studied how do I say it? I studied comical attitudes. I studied comedy when I was in third grade. Ever since third grade, I've been really, really funny, amazing, known as the class clown, and I not known as the class clown, but the class wit, the witty class, witty classmate. Just so funny. That's my attitude. Just always fun, and just I wrote. It's eventually gonna get bigger. It's gonna go to. You add that inner strength and creativity to you. I just realized the live broadcast might have been breaking up every now and then because the Wi-Fi is kind of shaky. But I'm gonna work on that because there's better signal in the back. So I'll show you that. That's really where I want my venue to be for. Actually, I'm not gonna talk about that. Actually, I am, because that's one of my dreams. So the one of the great funds, which is happening now, is in the now moment. Yay! That's why I shouted out to Telos, because I want to invite them. If I can invite them, that'd be it'd be a dream come true. It should actually just be regular. I want to invite them to the venue. And if they can help fund, that would be great. But, how do you communicate with that? Anyway, I'm digressing so much and, brainstorming and thinking. So, starting about Project Mercury with Adama, it doesn't have to be with just Adama of Telos, but, to you, Adama of Telos, this would be great if you could help me with this project of CE5 initiatives, funding Stephen Greer's new film. I really, really, really want to have a private venue. Number 12. I'll just say number 12. I really want number 12, number 11, and number 10. Well, obviously number 12 includes all of the numbers. I suggest you check it out. If just in general, to, everybody listening, to all my listeners, which is hopefully, a lot. It's probably a lot, but it doesn't matter. The numbers, what matters is the goal and the idea that we can create from the goal. So I want to reach that goal and help him reach that goal, and of course reach the goal, which is his goal is 700K. So that's a very good goal, and so I'm helping him reach that goal, and while also reaching my goal of traveling to Agartha. So fundraising. So his film funding is continuing, and I want to support that, and with connections that somehow go to Telos. I don't know how we would communicate that. Just one mind, unity, meditation, deep breaths. Setting our intention upon the mountain of Telos, the pyramid within it, perhaps one of their beings itself, themselves. Just send them loving intention of positivity and peace, or even channeled through me, just through my voice, through my presence, my awareness, through your awareness of all that is. Just a little positive message, just a little heads up from the heart. Just something from the heart, just clarity of pure heartness, clarity of pure intention. Because I think that's something we should say more often. I am pure of heart. It's something we should say, So, back on the topic of, Project Mercury. That's a unique way for us to get together. And this has to do with health. Health is involved. And, mental health is involved. And good spiritual health and good soul health. Soul health? Good oversoul health, I guess, is the best way to say it. Being in tune with your oversoul. Being in tune with your oversoul. And being in tune with the monads. With the monad. That's very key. And it's always important to return to the breath as well. I love to say that, dude. It's so good for you. So, it is morning time. It's almost 9. And there's a lot of good things that tend to occur around this time. And, just speaking from awareness, it's good to know that there's strong people out there. I was actually planning on listening to the Joe Rogan podcast in between live broadcasts, but I didn't. It's kind of whatever. I also need a call-in number. I don't have a call-in number yet. I can't really do call-ins, though, yet. Because I don't have that much call hours, believe it or not. So foreign. Even the way we communicate is foreign. Look at us. I used to communicate via video games. so changed, so different. Such a beautiful thing, too. What a beautiful world, virtual. It's so genuine. You can feel it. That's plus, I've got unbelievable hand-eye coordination and dexterity. It's so stunning. What a language. And we're just like, we never just sit back. I don't think we tend to sit back and just look not objectively, but just look, not subjectively, but just look overall at what communication is. Like this phone, I'm talking to a phone, or to a camera, or I'm talking to a microphone. We're talking words instead of just nothingness, like Andromedan style. I don't know how to describe it, but just like just blank, just completely clear mind, just as innocent as could be. Super innocent. I think that would be super joyous. I think our natural state would be joy. If we really got down to it. Because what are we doing? Like, what is this? Like, seriously, like, what are we doing? We're driving around. And we just, oh my gosh, like, what are we doing? So just like, so just open-minded. It's just so beautiful too. Like, this is so much fun. Like, just like the communication aspect of like how to get there. Like, we changed, like, the time and space has changed the way we think, I think. Like, it takes us, like, we can't travel instantaneously, and we can't necessarily send thoughts instantaneously. Because, like, we're so into time space. Like, it takes time to learn a language. There's no, like, telepathic thing yet. Yet, I feel like that's an important part of evolution. Yet, evolution's all about, like, having 12 strands of DNA and a bunch of... So just think about that. Let that simmer. The light. Paradisical light. Paradisicalness. That's just one thing that multi-architecture does. And that's more of just kind of inherent in my directorship and just my planetary leadership. That's more leadership-wise, how I would lead that way. Just leading as peace on earth, just stating it. It's just a fact. There's no debate. There's no, there's just a lot of, artwork and dedication aligned with it, and a lot of valor, a lot of trust and truth. Just honesty, good old honesty. Just peace on earth, dedication, written out, a lot of writings, a lot of reports. I wrote a thesis, but that is just one aspect of that whole. That's actually something completely different. I'm getting sidetracked with the thesis thing. But anyway, that's something that's cool for something else that I'll describe probably a bit later. So things are good. Like Project Mercury. Project Mercury is really about, kind of communication things. Things that have to do with how we're going to get our heart in the right space. And then in tuning ourselves with all that is. And then working as co-creators and creators. Or just living. Or just being. Just being in our own being way. Because I think that's more key. That's how. Through what we become. Like what we're being. How we become. Sort of thing. Nothing too complex. Just simple. Love. Just remember your dreams. That's all. Just like remembering your dreams. I'm trying to remember my dream last night, but can't always remember them. Not consciously. You can't always remember them consciously. Well, I can't say that because that's limiting. To say that I remember consciously, I do remember my dreams, and I go for them. And I remember, and I recognize, and I move on from that multidimensionality, and I integrate it as a part of me. Those are my dreams. I am one with my dreams. And I am. We can all say that. We can all say, I am strong. I think that would be actually really cool to repeat after me. I feel like that was a very potent thing about yesterday. So let's try it. Give it a try. I am strong. I am brave. I am honest. I am mighty. I think it's good to do something like that. Just every now and again. Just to really anchor in that ability that we have. Just being sovereign. So, now getting back on the focus on the topic of Project Mercury. What we need is to, I think the unity aspect is the most important thing. We need to figure out ways to communicate more responsibly to one another in a more higher vibrational or higher density format, or just a higher consciousness format. Just more unity and love, like in the room, or like just as the setting, this place mark, because that is honestly what's going to get us forward. And we can anchor these higher vibrational realities like in the now, because we deserve it. And we are just the greatness that we are. And right here on Gaia, so, we might as well. So, it's a good start. It's a good start. We can sense how nature can be united with consciousness and then carry that consciousness with us over to Mercury and then watch nature bloom in a new environment, like a new life. So that's what like this is all about. Like we have new life. And this new life is just miraculous. The more we recognize that, the better we are. The better off we are. And that's true. And from my own show, like, I've developed things that I like, and things that I love, things that that resonate with me. And that's video games. I'm actually really good at. Actually, I didn't mention that. I should keep that private, part of my private industry. But yeah, I have a private industry, and like, it kind of like keeps your head in the clouds, or it kind of keeps your heart in the clouds. Your heart was where it should be. That's just a big hint. So all I can say. The rest is beyond words. Beyond words. So beautiful. So with love, unity, and great consciousness, we shall continue this Project Mercury. And I'll also continue with some more amazing news that's coming up. Big things coming up. Lots of love. I love you all.